Where could he be? This is crazy. He's always home by now. Check the door.
Try act like you're talking to that guy.
Let me see. Let's see. No missed calls. All right. I know you and him are pretty tight. I know that you're not real. I'm not even really talking to you. But if I were talking to you, do you know where he went? Because I don't know where he went. And he's gone. Way past when he should be gone.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of concerned too.
How can I talk to you when your little speaker's not here? No.
Okay.
Anyway, where are you hiding it? Have you taken him hostage? Where's he at? Oh, there he is.
And now you act like you're supposed to.
And what happened to you? You look like something the cat drug in. You been out honky tonkin'?
Well, I have a story for you, so hunker down, I guess. Story time.
All right.
Well, it's finally finished. My time-traveling remote that shall help me get to the past or the future. Well, the future and all that stuff. So, well, I had to recently get it off of my alternate reality female twin. Well, I kind of had to trick her. Kind of worked, I guess. So, we're gonna test it out. Should we test it out? We should test it out. But first we gotta get into the chair and do all that stuff. So, let's get into it. The time machine chair. Yeah, I know it looked. Yes, I know it sort of looks like the chair we usually use for the reviews. But let's get ready for this. It's gonna be hard. How are you gonna do this with? Okay. Let's see if this thing can work. Let's do this. I had no clue what I had gotten myself into. At first, I saw the remote in the year 2064. The room was dark. I looked around and tried to flip the switch, but it wouldn't work. I went out into the hall. The entire apartment was dark. It was my old apartment. Exactly the same. I looked outside. outside of the dark gray skies. Not a single person to be seen. Perhaps global warming. I was startled. I sat down in the chair as the remote beeped, indicating that it needed several hours to recharge. I lit a candle and sat down with my camera to tell my review of the 1960 classic The Time Machine. Well, it's time. I'm traveling for time, so what else can one do besides talk about a movie in the dark? Let's do it. Today's film is the 1960s American science fiction film The Time Machine, which had Technicolor. Smells really good, by the way. For now being Noel. Really great for the holidays. So the film was directed by George Powell, and screenplay was by David Duncan, and based on The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. The cast includes Rod Taylor as George Wells, Alan Young as David Philby, James Philby, Yvette Mimics as Lena, Sebastian Cabot as Dr. Philip Hilner, Tom Hilmore as Anthony Bridewell, Wade Bissell as Walter Kemp, and Doris Lloyd as Mrs. Watchett, and Paul Frees as the voice of the rings. Spooky. So, what was the plot of The Time Machine? So the plot of The Time Machine was of a time trip. Well, basically he's an adventurer. He's basically telling his buddies, like, hey, wouldn't it be great if we could go into the fourth dimension and go through into the future? Well, that's what he does. He makes a time machine, which is really cool, honestly. And, yeah, basically what he does, he goes through the future, and at times he'll basically be able to see, oh, hey, this is how things have changed, is by looking at a mannequin and saying, oh, so that's how fashion has changed over the many years, and over that. And keep in mind, since it was in the 1960s, the film had a bit of, like, things like, say, like, nuclear fallout and all that stuff, so that's one thing. And basically the time period starts at the 1960s, you know, as far as he goes in the future. Then he gets knocked out because of a bunch of lava that happens, and then he gets pushed into the future. Many, many, many centuries. And I gotta where the Eloy and then with the two creatures, the passive, the Eloys, and the aggressive creatures known as the Morlocks. One of the things that the film also got was it got a Academy Award, received the Academy Award for Best Special Effects. And the effects for the film are great. Especially in the moments where it's going through and saying, like, hey, what would happen if we had a Morlock and we changed them to make them look old and send them into the future for a few seconds? For, well, you know, many decades. So that's pretty cool. Some of the effects are really cool, especially the stop motion parts of it. I really love the color for the film. Thing is, I love movies that have Technicolor. Mostly because, you know, it looks nice. It looks really nice. So that's one thing I will say I like films from the 60s. Because of the use of colors that they had in that era. Like, one of the things is you can really, the acting is really and honestly good for film in that you can tell the frustrations that the characters are going through or the anger that they have in all times. But, yeah, it's really, in honesty, a good film. The acting from Rod Taylor is really good. He does a use of narration from the character is really nice. So yeah, there have that. And I say I kind of like the bits of the special effects. I mean, come on, remember, I love makeup. So yeah, I love that part of the creature for the Morlocks. The times they look like they are like they could have been a precursor for the creatures from The Descent, because it's a great horror film. So yeah, check that one out. But yeah, one thing that I will also say is most of the acting from the film, in all honesty, is really most of the acting from the film is actually really good. Can't really say anything's really bad about the film. I like the use of the rings when they say, this is what happened at says an expedition dump, say, this is what had happened, blah, 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 blah. and all that. So yeah. Is there really anything I can say about the film? Actually, I can't really think of anything bad, to be honest. I think the film was well made, the acting is very good, the musical score from the film is good. I didn't really have to feel like say, oh, I'm having to pause this because, I'm just bored and all that. No, I did not feel like that at any point in days when I watched it. I thought like, yay, it's from the 1960s. I like that film era. So while we're waiting for the remote to power up, but I think it's time for us to head to the future. I think it's ready. Let's do this. I was on a desolate beach. Looking down at the remote, it said it was the year 273. I had gone that far into the future, and yet Earth is so that recognizable. Till I saw one in the distance. I thought quick and pulled a big roof bar from my pocket and threw it. The creature sniffed at it for a moment, grabbing it, running off. I sat down to keep warm and decided it was time to review 2002 adaptation of Time Machine. Unfortunately, I can't make a fire because it's, we're at the beach, and I don't think the people here are gonna be happy about me making a fire on the beach. So we're just gonna deal with the natural daylight settings of today. So yeah, today's film we're gonna be talking about is the 2002 version of the Time Machine. The Time Machine is from 2002. Like I just said, yeah, it was by Simon Wells. He's the great-grandson of H.G. Wells. So, but if you don't know what the Time Machine is a science fiction film about a man who goes into the future and tries to change things. The film stars Guy Pearce as the main character. Samantha Mumba as Mara, Orlando Jones as Vox 114, Mark Beatty as David Philby, and Jeremy Irons as the Uber Morlock. In the film, the main character goes to the future. He keeps trying to save his girlfriend at the beginning of the film because, love. I forgot where I was at. Oh yes, now I remember where I was at. I had lost a train of thought there. So yeah, the Time Machine has a lot of great special effects. One thing that it does, sort of like the original from 1960s, is that it has moments of say, okay, this is what, in the 60s version, it said nuclear fallout. This one said the world is ending because of global warming or because of other things are happening. Well, because we are also trying to live on the moon or something like that. I mean, the special effects are really great for it. The makeup for it is really good for the villains, so that's really nice. The cinematography is nice. The set production is all that nice too. I will say that at times it feels like it's wanting to add more because I'm gonna say I still prefer the original film from the 60s, mostly because I prefer that it has more color and it looks nicer to look at, too. The acting is really good, too. It's nice, it's not bad. If there's and one thing that I will say that I like about it is that the ending said, in the original film, it just says, oh, hey, he left. Although it shows, hey, this is what he's doing after he's left. So, which is cool, too. But, I think it's time for to go. I'm thinking that remote. I have no idea where it is. Maybe it's somewhere. But I think it's time to go. I don't have any more candy. I don't have any more. That's how my time traveling. So that's how my time traveling journey ended.
How? Okay, right. And have you had too many energy drinks again? It's okay.
Yes, I drank a whole thing of Big Gulp, and it had a bunch of energy drinks in it. It had Monster, it had Nos, it had everything in.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness! You.
I'm back, and now we're gonna fix this thing.
Oh no!
The snowman got fell down.
Oh, okay. I thought you were having.
Sure, yeah. Wait, no. Then you'll say, yeah, sure. I had a sure.
Sure, I had a.
Sure, I gloved a giant a big gulp in it, and I okay. So yeah, sure, I gloved a giant. I'm sorry, it's so hard for me to get the words out.
Someone's breaking character here.
So yeah, I really had trouble trying. Yeah.
You need to calm down. You know what you need?
What's that?
You need some loving.
Okay, that should be perfect.
Okay.
That should be good.
You sure?
Yeah, that should be good. That should be good, yeah.